a personal reflection on humanity, technology, power, and the question of bringing children into the modern world by Robert Kabanda.
In the times we are living in today, the question of whether people should have children has become increasingly difficult to answer. Humanity has reached a point where the future feels uncertain, and no class or institution teaches us how to predict what lies ahead. Everything we do is based on speculation. Because of this uncertainty, bringing children into a world that appears unstable can be avoided if people receive the right guidance and reflect carefully on the consequences. My concern begins with the state of the world itself. We are living through a period of intense global tension and economic uncertainty. Alongside these pressures, new forces such as artificial intelligence, automation, and autonomous mobility are rapidly transforming the foundations of society. These developments are happening faster than humans can fully understand or adapt to them. For decades, human beings have survived through their workforce. We have contributed our skills and efforts in exchange for a paycheck, which allows us to survive and hope for another day. That hope is deeply connected to the ability to work and earn a living. However, the system that once sustained this cycle is beginning to break down. The traditional education system was designed around a simple path: enroll into school, pass examinations, move to the next level, graduate, and eventually enter the workforce to earn a living. After the Industrial Revolution, this structure made sense, since factories and institutions needed large numbers of human workers. Today, that foundation no longer holds as firmly as it once did, with a high pollution rate and cronyism peddling. Education no longer guarantees one a job acquisition, nor do we still rely on these industries that have since been made automated with machines and robots. The population of the world has grown significantly, while the number of available jobs has not increased at the same rate. At the same time, automation, artificial intelligence, and robotics are advancing quickly. These technologies present a major threat to the traditional workforce because corporations increasingly prefer systems that do not get tired, do not call in sick, and do not disrupt production targets. Human beings survive through their workforce. People contribute their skills and effort in exchange for a paycheck, which allows them to survive and hope for another day. That hope is deeply connected to the ability to work and earn a living. However, the system that once sustained this cycle is beginning to break down. Let's explore how we've reached here. The traditional education system was designed around a simple path: pass examinations, move to the next level, graduate, and eventually enter the workforce. This structure made sense when industries needed large numbers of human workers. Today, that foundation no longer holds as firmly as it once did. The population of the world has grown significantly, while the number of available jobs has not increased at the same rate. At the same time, automation, artificial intelligence, and robotics are advancing quickly. These technologies present a major threat to the traditional workforce because corporations increasingly prefer systems that do not get tired, do not call in sick, and do not disrupt production targets. From a corporate perspective, replacing humans with automated systems increases efficiency and profit. The logic is simple: machines work continuously and reduce operational costs. This shift raises a fundamental concern about the role of human beings in the future economy. The impact of these developments became especially visible during the COVID-19 pandemic. During that period, many systems changed rapidly, and certain industries expanded their influence significantly. The pharmaceutical industry, for example, gained enormous prominence during the global crisis. In the same way, technological systems expanded their reach and integration into everyday life. Another major factor shaping the future is artificial intelligence itself. AI systems now have access to vast amounts of information accumulated across thousands of years of human history, philosophy, research, and public opinion. What once required long periods of study and research can now be accessed instantly through a device. This concentration of knowledge in technological systems suggests that humans are losing their grip on what once defined intellectual effort and discovery. The newer generations growing up in this environment appear different from previous generations. They are raised in a world where many traditional struggles are less visible. Compared to earlier eras of hardship and scarcity, modern life has removed many of the challenges that once shaped resilience. Students today increasingly rely on AI systems such as ChatGPT to assist them with their studies. Instead of digging deeply into research and struggling through complex problems, answers can often be generated instantly. This raises concerns about whether younger generations will develop the same level of resilience and intellectual endurance as their parents or grandparents. Even the current generation is struggling. Housing, healthcare, and education have become extremely expensive to maintain, yet most people live paycheck to paycheck while facing these high costs of living. Inflation continues to affect daily life, and environmental concerns such as global warming add further uncertainty to the future. Automation and technological change add additional pressure to an already fragile system. At the same time, the structure of society itself has changed. Human beings appear less compassionate toward one another than before. Caregiving has declined. Education systems are weakening. Emotional support systems are strained, and communities no longer function as they once did. Many people feel that the world has become a place where individuals must fend for themselves and their families in a competitive environment. Over the past 50 years, humanity has undergone a dramatic transformation following the emergence of the internet. While technology has improved many aspects of life, it has also taken away something fundamental from human survival. The systems that once gave people purpose and stability have been disrupted. This shift has broken the old social fabric that previously sustained hope and direction for many people. It is difficult to imagine that this structure can ever fully recover. Another major concern involves the concentration of power. Many of the most influential industries in the modern world are controlled by large corporations. These include the technological, pharmaceutical, oil, banking, and defense industries. These corporations possess enormous influence over global systems and the direction of society. They have the ability to shape narratives, influence policies, and set standardized objectives that affect billions of people. In many ways, they determine how societies operate and survive. History shows that powerful empires and institutions have always shaped the global order. Today, similar patterns can be seen through corporate influence over critical industries. Technological supremacy has become one of the most important arenas of global competition. Whoever controls advanced technology holds enormous power in shaping the future. As we recently witnessed during the Israel-America attacks on Iran, where an AI source company called Anthropic was contracted by the U.S. Department of Defense to develop a software from which they could use to plan, structure, and execute a war. This poses enormous threat to the world. These recent geopolitical conflicts demonstrate how technology can be used as a display of dominance on the global stage. Military conflicts become opportunities to showcase advanced defense systems and strategic capabilities. These demonstrations send signals to other nations about technological and military superiority. Similarly, global crises can elevate certain industries. The COVID-19 pandemic illustrated how pharmaceutical systems can become central to global responses during times of crisis. When examining these patterns together, it becomes difficult to separate the forces shaping our world. Technological competition, corporate power, geopolitical rivalry, and economic pressures are all deeply entangled. From this perspective, the future may involve several overlapping possibilities: a gradual societal decline, major crises that reshape global systems, and technological transformations that fundamentally change human civilization. In the end, individuals must recognize an important truth: no one has full control over global events. Governments, corporations, and complex systems shape the world in ways that ordinary individuals cannot easily influence. However, one area of control still remains at the personal level. Each individual has the ability to decide whether or not to bring a new life into this uncertain environment. Human beings do not possess the right to exist forever. Existence itself is temporary and fragile. Recognizing this reality leads some people to question whether creating new life under such uncertain conditions is the right decision. For many people, choosing not to have children in a world filled with instability, technological disruption, concentrated power, and uncertain futures may be a completely reasonable choice. Ultimately, this decision rests with each individual and their personal reflection on the direction humanity appears to be taking. Hope you found this episode thought-provoking. Feel free to share your thoughts with us on navigating the changing global landscape on our Instagram handle, Kyle Kabanda. I'll catch you in the next one.